Hello everybody, it's Will here. It's October 10th. The last time I went through the hive was 2 weeks ago. I had gone through the hive and I applied a mite treatment called Formic Pro, and I put the feeder on and gave them 2 gallons of sugar syrup. Last week I came by. I didn't record it because all I was doing was refilling the feeder. The bees had actually emptied the 2 gallons of sugar syrup I had put on the week before, so I added another 2 gallons. So today, the treatment period is over for the Formic Pro. The treatment period is 14 days. So I'm going to pull what's left of the treatment patties off and go through the hive and try to make sure I'm queen right. I'm a little bit worried because the past few inspections I've done, I have not spotted the queen. I've seen larvae and signs of her, but it was overcast and it's kind of hard to see eggs. So I'm hoping to spot her or eggs and young larvae today, because it's been 2 weeks. If she's still in there and doing her thing, I should see signs of her. I also brought a pollen patty to put on as well, to supplement their protein and hopefully get her laying again, so that I end up with a bunch of good winter bees. So, get these gloves on and get in there and see what we got going. We have had a little bit of rain in between my inspections, and the goldenrod is still kind of going. I'm not sure how much nectar it's producing, especially considering how much of the sugar syrup they pulled down. I know the hive was very light the last time I went through it, which is why I want to keep feeding them, and I'll probably keep feeding them until they don't take any more. Set the stuff down, kind of watch what's going on at the entrance board here. They're out foraging, but they don't seem super busy today, as you can see. Okay, take this top cover off here in a second. See if they've done anything with that feed. Okay, they're not up in the top feeder like they were last week when I came to do the feeder. Wow, they emptied that completely. Okay. I do have some loss from drownings, I'm supposing. So pop the feeder off, and I'm going to set it over here for now. Got plenty of bees on top, plenty of coverage. Now, as I've mentioned before, we're getting into we are in fall, and the bees are going to be a little more defensive. Now, okay. I'll try to pull this second frame. Actually, they got some burr comb going here. Clean it up before I get too far in here. And this frame is super heavy compared to last inspection. That is packed full of syrup. That's good. And they're capping that already. That's what I want to see. Hopefully they don't have the queen honey bound now. This frame too. One side empty, the other side they're working. Okay. This frame has some capped brood on it in the middle, and they're ringing it with syrup. And I see some pollen on their legs. Okay, I see larvae. That's good. And I see eggs. Alright, that makes me happy. Very happy. Means I have a working queen. I don't know if you guys can see down in themselves or not. It's hard to do. Okay. So that makes me happy. That I'm not worried now. Got larvae on this side as well, and they're backfilling with syrup. And they got a bunch capped there with a bunch of larvae. So good. So between this syrup, there's the queen. Try to get to my queen clip here. Okay, so I got the queen in the queen clip now, so I don't have to worry about hurting her. Set that to the side. I keep going through the hive here. So I'm trying to smoke them out of the way because I don't want to aggravate. Like I said, they're defensive, so I don't want to agitate them any more than I have to. Got larvae in here, and they're capping it off. And the same with this side. So good. Productive queen this late. Now, if I didn't have these treatments on, these mite treatments, I'd probably close the hive up right now. Okay, that's packed full of, they're backfilling that with syrup. Yeah, I'd quit looking right now because I've seen everything I need to see. But what I do have to do is pull those treatments off and put a pollen patty in. Wow, they're starting to use this now. Okay. They have not touched this frame all season long, and now they're packing it full of syrup. Good. Okay, I don't think I'm going to go through the rest of this box. Put it back together. Taking my time so I try not to squish bees. And this bottom box, I'm going to look at a few frames and then close it up. Okay. First frame in. Heavy second frame in. Okay. Move the clean clip to the middle so I don't lose her. With my tool. Okay. I'm going to loosen this bottom box now. Oh, that's a lot heavier than it was 2 weeks ago. That's probably 60 pounds there. Alright, so now I need to get, I brought some Ziploc bags to put these treatment patties back in. And I can tell they're more defensive because usually when I walk that far away from the hive, the guard bees leave me alone. But today, they followed me the whole way over there and the whole way back. Okay. So this is Formic Pro. It uses formic acid. The nice thing about this treatment is formic acid actually occurs naturally in the hive. Although this admittedly is a much higher dose of it. The other nice thing is of all the treatments, this one penetrates the cappings of the cells and actually kills the mites inside the cells, which is a huge advantage. And this is the only one that I know of that's safe to use if you have honey supers on. So there's a lot of advantages to using it. Last year I used Mite Away Quick Strips, which is also formic acid, but I think a much higher concentration. Like when I put those patties on last year, the almost the entire hive evacuated to the front of the outside of the box because of the treatment. This year when I put these on, lost my hive tool, or my puller. This year when I put the treatments on, they didn't really react at all. Huh. Where'd my frame puller go? Oh, well. Oh, there it is. So I'm not going to go through this box in huge detail. I kind of want to see what's going on in the middle. I'll get an idea of what's going on the edge from this frame. So one advantage to using this hive tool is the other one is the J hook. I can use that to pull up the end of a frame that's stuck. Okay. Putting syrup in on the side, so that's good. I'm going to kind of skip a few frames. Go in here towards the middle. Okay, there. It's not what I'm wanting to see. They're putting syrup down there. Syrup and nectar. And not leaving room for her to lay. Okay, this one's better. So I think I'm gonna, when I release her, I'm gonna put her down here. That one's empty, ready to go. I want her down here. I should have brought a queen excluder, actually. Okay, that one's ready to go. So I'm going to put her down here. So that's all I'm doing as far as digging through the hive right now. Kind of saw what I needed to see. Drop this frame in. Okay, so that's in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to release the queen down in that box. There she's walking in. So there she's in there. Look at all these guardies. They did not like me shaking that clip. Okay, so now I'm going to put this heavy box back on. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Daggone it. Let's do this again. I'm going to put this pollen patty on. Okay. Now I'll put this box on. That's 50 or 60 pounds right there. Holy cow. Okay. I'm gonna tap out the feeder. Put it on. So I'm gonna clean these dead bees out. Okay. All right. Give them a good smoke. I'm gonna go over here and grab my feeder, or my feed. This is 2-to-1 sugar syrup. Try to get a picture of this. That's not what I wanted. fill up the feeder. You can see how thick this stuff is. So what I'm hoping this will do is have them fill up the top box as much as possible to keep her from laying up here. And also get them a lot of energy resources to go through the winter. And I'm using a hive top feeder because there's less chance of attracting other bees that want to rob. So the thing I kind of like to do is dribble some syrup up here. Kind of draw them up. Probably doesn't make a big a difference at all. I just like to do it. Okay. Put the lids on. Reason I typically don't lock the lids when I put it on. The reason why I'm doing it this time is because I don't want the bees that are on the lids are going to end up drowning right away. I don't want that to happen, so I knock them down here in front of the hive and they'll find their way back in. So let me grab these and get them out of the way. And here's a good example of how much sugar is in that syrup. It actually solidified on the bottom. Yeah, so that's, to mix that, I took 35 pounds of sugar and mixed it with 2 gallons of spring water. And then I have a paint stirrer on a drill that I use to mix it up. Well, all right, so I think that does it for me. I'm extremely happy. The hive, I was worried that the hive wasn't queen right. I was worried that I didn't have a queen there, but this actually catching her and seeing the eggs and larvae make me feel 100% better. I gave them a protein patty. And that'll kind of drive the brood rearing because of the protein, and also topped off the feeder. I'm going to keep feeding them until they won't take anymore, and hopefully we'll see how it goes. I do plan on doing another mite treatment this year. I'll do it at the end of this month, probably or the beginning of next month. And hopefully that'll get the bees through the winter. What happened to me last year was I treated about this time of year, but I didn't do a second treatment. And apparently the mite load went way up in that interim time and basically did the colony in. So hopefully this year with 2 treatments, and I'm using 2 different types of treatments. I'll talk more about the other treatment I'm going to do when I do it. It's quite a different style of treatment. This one physically hurts the mites. It's a formic acid, so it physically hurts the mites. The other one actually is a man-made chemical that interferes with the mites biology, and I'll get more into that. The reason why I paused is I actually had a guard bee come out here as I'm talking and buzzing me, and that, in the 3 years I've done this, I've had bees follow me out here, but I've never had one come out on its own and buzz me. so that's unusual. So we'll see. Hopefully these bees will be okay and make it through winter. We'll find out. But hope you guys have a great week. Hopefully I'll be out here next week to go through and probably do a quicker inspection, kind of like I did today. Make sure I'm queen right, put a pollen, make sure they're stocked up on pollen patty, and refill the feeder if I have to. And we'll see how it goes. All right, you guys have a great week, and I'll talk to you later.